CSS rules are applied based on three concepts: inheritance, cascade, and specificity. In this video, I'm going to focus on inheritance. Let's get started. Writing CSS is basically just selecting an element and applying a style to it. But there are a lot of different ways to select elements, and we want to choose selectors that help us write more efficient CSS, which helps with organization and can help your web pages load faster. One way to achieve this is by leveraging CSS inheritance. This feature allows styles to be inherited, which means that when you add CSS to an element, all the elements nested inside will also display that style. This structure of nested elements is called the document object model, or DOM for short. It's represented as a tree of objects. The names for these relationships pretty much follows the terms we'd use for a family tree. There are ancestor and descendant elements, parent and child elements, and sibling elements. An ancestor element is a container element that is one step or more above another element in the DOM hierarchy. A parent element only refers to the immediate container of another element. In other words, it's one level above the child elements. And the sibling elements are contained within the same parent. In this example, we have different HTML elements containing text. The color and font family is set for each one separately. This will make all the text look the same. But there's an easier way to do this. All the content on a web page is inside the body tag. By adding these styles using the body selector, all the descendant elements will automatically inherit this style. It's like a shortcut for styling everything at once. If I only want to apply these styles to the H1 and H2, the section element can be used as the selector, since the paragraph is not nested within the section. Inheritance in CSS is a helpful feature, but not all properties are inheritable. Some styles, like those for text, such as font family and color, are inheritable. However, other styles, particularly those that control an element's position or size, are not inherited. To check if a CSS property can be inherited, we can look it up in the CSS documentation, which can be found on the W3C website. This is the organization that provides the official specs and guidelines for writing CSS. For example, if I wanted to check the inheritable status of font-related properties, I can click on the CSS Fonts Level 3 documentation. Then, click on the specific property in the table of contents under Basic Font Properties. For font family, in the Properties table, it says Inherited Yes. All the other font-related properties also say Inherited Yes. While it's good to know where to find the official documentation, I prefer the Mozilla Developer Network at developer.mozilla.org. Go to the homepage and navigate to References, CSS. All the properties can be found in the sidebar under Reference, or use the search bar to find a specific property like color. On the property page, you'll see examples and explanations. To check if a property is inheritable, look in the Formal Definitions section. Another option is to just test it out. Apply the style to an element and see if the descendant elements inherit it. Most of the time, this will give you your answer. You don't need to memorize all the details about each property. Reading documentation, working through tutorials, and experimenting are common practices in web development. As I mentioned at the beginning, CSS styles are also applied based on the rules of the Cascade and specificity. To learn more about these concepts, the links to those videos are in the description below. For a deeper dive, check out my CSS Essential Training course on LinkedIn Learning. That wraps up this edition of Decoded by Christina. See you next time!